Rwanda's parliament building still bears the scars of battle. It is a vivid reminder of the bloody struggle that ultimately ended the genocide. The shell holes, the bullet marks, everything just the way it was 14 years ago. Standing outside, it is eerily quiet. You get the sense its only purpose is to preserve a painful past. In fact, Rwanda's future is here too. In the main chamber, the nation's democratically elected parliament is in session, and if you look at the faces, you'll see that many of them are women.
The people who drafted Rwanda's constitution after the genocide thought it was very important to make sure that women were properly represented in government. So the new constitution guaranteed that at least 30% of the seats here in parliament went to women. Well, that rule may not have been necessary because when it came to elections, women did a lot better than that.
Just over 40% in the first set of elections, and recent elections resulted in women taking 55% of the seats in parliament, the highest number of women parliamentarians of any country in the world. It has had a profound impact on Rwanda's image as a place of death, a place where more than 500,000 members of the Tutsi minority were systematically slaughtered by Hutu extremists. Henrietta Mukamarangwa's brother was killed in the genocide. That's his photo in her mobile phone. There are other photos on other days because Henrietta lost her children in the genocide. She lost her husband, her mother, everyone.
It is very painful. You live with that pain throughout your life, but then to fight against the pain, to fight against what you have to be very strong.
She focused her strength on helping to build a new Rwanda and can now celebrate the country's achievements.
The whole world now wants to learn from Rwanda about gender, about women in Rwanda, how are they developing, what are they achieving. So I'm really very proud of it.
Of course, many would argue that Paul Kagame is the real power in Rwanda. Kagame was the leader of the Tutsi army that fought to end the genocide, and for the last 8 years, he has been the country's president. But there is plenty of evidence indicating women are making their presence felt. Women like Aloisa Nyumba, the Chief Justice of the Rwandan Supreme Court.
With the participation of women in high positions and in various fields, I think it is realistic to say genocide will not happen again.
Women are the best agents for social transformation and even for development. As mothers, their soft voices are many times listened to more than heavy voices from the society.
Social transformation has probably been their most significant achievement. To put it bluntly, men held all the power in Rwandan society. Women could not own property or get a bank loan. Women had no rights and therefore no voice in the household. Rwanda's women parliamentarians worked to change that. Inheritance laws were changed. Banking laws were changed. Polygamy was outlawed. But out in the rural areas, the change is less apparent. In many places, it is the women who still do the bulk of the hard field work. Poverty remains high among rural women, and domestic violence against women is very high. Of all the crimes reported to police in 2007, domestic violence was at the top of the list. Patrick Osodo, an aid worker from Kenya, has been in Rwanda for 5 years.
As women have gained power, probably men have become somewhat threatened by this power. And aggression, has become a natural consequence of this.
More and more rural women are taking charge of their lives. These women are poor. Most survive on $1 a day. But they've decided to change that. They are learning to weave baskets. Soon, they'll be good enough to weave baskets like this, which are sold in America. There is the obvious economic dividend, and something else, something critically important in a country like Rwanda.
Many of the women here are Tutsis who lost family members in the genocide. They are survivors. But incredibly, you'll often find in these cooperatives that just as many of the women are Hutus, and their family members took part in the genocide.
But you will rarely hear the words Hutu or Tutsi. In this room, everyone is Rwandan. It's about healing a scarred nation. For World Focus, I'm Martin Seemungal in Kigali, Rwanda.